This week, Minecraft didn't release any new texture packs in the marketplace, but they did release a brand new mashup world, so that's what we're going to be reviewing today. The mashup world that we're reviewing in today's video is the X3 Pixel Realism world by InMine. It's currently rated 3.6 stars out of 5 stars from 13 reviews, and it costs 1,170 mine tokens, which is the equivalent of £5.79 in my local currency. It says, fill your game like never before. It's the ultimate solution if you value beauty and functionality. Custom world generation, fine crafted trees, rocks, peaks, cliffs, and new plants. Beautiful VFX with volumetric fog, fireflies, weather effects, and more. Ambient sound system, tree capitator, 3D tools and weapons, animated plants and grass, dark interface by InMine. Let's get this mashup reviewed. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the Dazman, and while normally we are the home of the texture pack review, today we are doing something a little bit different with the X3 Pixel Realism mashup world by InMine. So we are in a creative, dynamic world for this pack, and we're going to take a look and see how it actually is to fly around, walk around, run around, and interact with the experience. If you enjoy this video, please do leave a like, drop a comment down below as well. Let me know what you're thinking about this pack, about the price, about what it brings, how it interacts with each other. Does it deliver? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. We are so close to 6,400 subscribers. We may even hit it before this video comes out. So let's assume we're on the road to 6,500 subscribers. Can you help us get there? Please do hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, this pack is going to be different to a texture pack, right? We're completely different. We're going to have add-ons included into this, which make it a mashup world. We're going to have certain effects and settings. And we do start with the X3 settings item, which gives us a menu that we can play around with a few of the settings. So we've got gameplay, which allows us to turn on and off the wind effect, dynamic light, tree capitator, and also in a unique setting that I've never seen before, we can actually extend how long daytime and nighttime is during gameplay. So we can have it set to the default 10 minutes. It takes 20 minutes to run through a Minecraft day, and it's normally 10 minutes daytime, 10 minutes nighttime according to this, but we can actually set it so that the daytime can be as long as 180 minutes. If you want to play in a world where the daytime lasts 3 real-time hours, but the nighttime lasts 10 real-time minutes, you can. Or you could potentially go 3 real-time hours of daytime and 3 real-time hours of nighttime, or anywhere in between. This is a brand new thing that I've never seen before. There's going to be people that are like, oh, it's in every pack ever, but I've never seen this before, and I think that's an interesting dynamic. You can adjust this on the fly. You can use it to do stuff during the day, you can use this to do stuff during the night. I think that's super cool. I'm going to keep it at 10 minutes each though, and I'm going to save that there. We then have a render. So aside from the standard render distance in the Minecraft settings, this game also has a render distance built into the settings. Now, one weird thing that I saw here, when I first looked at this was set to 3. I changed it to 12 just to see what kind of happened, and then I couldn't set it back to 3. It only went down to 4. Not sure if that's a glitch, not sure if that's designed, whatever, but we can have it set between 3 as standard or 4 all the way up to 12. And if we set it to 12 and just have a look, you can see a little bit more of the world comes in. I'm not really sure if that's meant to be chunks or whatnot, but look over my right shoulder. That'd be your left shoulder right there, and I'll render it back again. We're going to switch it back to 4. So save, and okay, so we can see just over that mountain there, right on my shoulder, just there. We can see just over that, right? So if we go like that, we'll try it again. Render distance, we're gonna pop that back again to 12. the tiniest bit of an increase. I think it was that one there, wasn't it? You can see a little bit behind it, not much more behind it, to be honest. I'm not really sure what that's doing. Is that increasing it by 12 blocks, 12 chunks? Not sure. Don't really see much there. We can also adjust the VFX, so we can turn on birds, fireflies, butterflies, grasshoppers, fog, leaves, water splashes, windstorm, snowstorm, storm in general, aurora borealis, wind line, and the end aura and the end eyes. These are all turned on by default. You don't have to go in and turn them on. They're already all on, so as you play and don't like things, you can turn them off, I guess. And then we have sounds, so you can adjust the sounds for the daytime ambience, and you can turn this all the way up from 100, which is default, to I'm guessing 500. If I save that, I don't really notice much difference immediately. I'm going to set that back to 100 anyway, otherwise it's going to mess up the sound in my video, and I have enough problems with audio as it is. So let's put this back down to 100, but we have the ability to adjust this. What about wind? This one is probably what we will hear a change to. If this goes up to 500, because wind is quite loud already behind my ears, so I didn't notice a change there either. Very weird, very weird. So I mean, I'm cautious to say it doesn't work, but I didn't notice a change, so I'm just gonna say I didn't notice a change. Let's set this all the way back down then to 100, and I'm going to show you one feature that's very interesting, I think, at least. Anyway, so there's a thing called wind effect, which basically puts an effect on you when you're running around. So also when you go into first person, there's this really weird square in front, which I don't like, and we'll get to that shortly. But if we get down here and we just see, so we'll walk around, have a look at the effect area on the top right, and you'll see what I mean shortly. Okay, so we're just going to walk around. Hopefully you can hear the wind behind me as well, the loud ambience. So yeah, look, there's an effect there. You get slowness. Now I believe that's if you're walking into wind, you get slowness and it slows you down. But if you're walking away from wind, i.e. the wind is behind you, you get speed, and it gives you a bit of boost of speed as you're moving, essentially giving us a wind effect and giving us that feel of realism walking into a gust of wind, which I thought was really cool. Like, I thought that was really cool. I don't see it often, and it's quite interesting on that. We do also have custom textures in here. They're not the best, they're not the most world changing going forward. They just kind of give it that realistic feel, a realism feel. But one thing I will say is this pack struggles with what every realism pack struggles with, and that's you can't get realism in Minecraft. I'm very sorry, it doesn't happen. Now let's mention this big square in front. What is going on with this crosshair? Is that an error chunk thing? Like, that should not be the crosshair, surely. That's absolutely terrible. It's so uncomfortable to look at. I don't even know if there's a way to turn that off in the settings, but it's very, very not nice, is the best way I can put it. We can see we've got trees around here as well, again with those custom textures, which are quite nice. I think they look nice. I don't think they look particularly Minecrafty. I don't think they look particularly realistic, but they do look nice and they have put effort into them. I wouldn't hate these in a texture pack, in all seriousness. I think this is quite cool. We've got the grass here. There is like a somewhat harshness to some of the textures. Also, this tall grass. Wow, this tall grass is tall. Look at this. Go down there. Look, I'm undercover right here. We could be in like a sniper mission or something. I'd be undercover, no one can see me. But there is like a slight harshness to it as we get the moving foliage. So it's a little bit jarring. It's not perfect, but it's also not terrible from this small little section that we see. And we do have the ambient sounds behind us. We do have the custom trees generating in, custom structures as well. All very nice, very interesting. We haven't seen too many mobs. Oh, we're getting some rain in here now as well. That's kind of cool. We've got a skeleton over there. Let's look at the passive mobs first. So, I mean, that's quite a bad face. It's very blank, very soulless. Other than that, though, the sheep look quite cool, but the face makes a lot. And can you hear the ambience behind me as well? This is a very loud pack, And you will probably need to be tinkering with the volumes that are going on around here. But it does add quite a lot to the world. We've got a little panda here as well. Okay. More textures just going on to here. We've got some hostile mobs over there that I don't want to deal with at the moment. Let's fly off over here. So we've got the different color trees. So obviously birch with the orange leaves. We've got the acacia biome with a very healthy orange, to be honest with you. It's quite a nice orange in general. Okay, we've got a thunderstorm as well. That made me jump. Okie dokie. Let's just see if we can set the weather back to clear. Get rid of a few of that. There's a village over there that we'll look at shortly as well. So we've got custom generation in the shape of mounds and little hills, which isn't great. I mean, you get this kind of harsh cut off here. Now, is that a chunk border cut off? People do not like that when they see that. I see that a lot of times mentioned. But we got little structures of like walls and stuff being built in, just trying to add that natural generation. You've got these weird pillars that are also built. Not really sure what's going on with these. They're not the greatest structures in the world. We got down here, we got some, what's that? Small jungle bushes. Oh, that's nice. You can't walk through them. You can walk on them. Okay. A little bit of geometry, geometric shapes going on here. And again, some good custom trees. I really like these trees. I think the trees are nice. I like the different colors that we're getting on here. Yeah, I think these are really, really cool. Let's just fly through again, see some more of the world. But it's not hitting me on that realism aspect. Got a tree with different color leaves going through it. I'm not seeing anything that's like overly realistic. I do think it's got some really good quality of life realism, with the extra tree shapes, with the extra like structures around and stuff like that. And for me, that can be enough for realism. It's not what most people ask for with realism though, unfortunately. Again, only really seeing sheep around though. Oh, there's a chicken there, completely calling me a liar. But this is nice. Just walking through here, looking around the trees in all in their different shapes with the different leaves and stuff. I think that's so cool. The greenery is a little bit overpowering. We've got a chicken here, very basic and stripped back. I feel like what they've gone for is something faithful to vanilla, while adding in custom plants, which don't get a pick block name properly. But yeah, something custom to vanilla, while adding a few quality of life changes. There's some good lighting effects going on down here as well. I don't mind it. I feel like they've sold themselves short by trying to make this sound like it's realism. We've got some cows here as well. Again, kind of just following that vanilla shape, but they've added in their own texture. I like the black and white cow. I think that's cool. I do like that. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like this pack has really hindered itself by going for that realism angle. I feel like once you do that, you need to fix all of the textures. People want realism as in proper realism, and I don't know, this isn't going to be realism, but this is definitely a step up on Minecraft in my opinion, but a very buggy step up, as we're constantly reminded with the cursors. I'm now just kind of looking for a pig while trying to just fly around and give you guys a feel of the world. This is going to be a bit different to a normal texture pack review, really. Ah, there's a pig. See, that doesn't strike me as the most realistic looking pig. There's a weird, like, smoothness to it, but not necessarily bad, just not realism. And that's what we have to tick this against, is just realism. There are variances of pigs, which is cool. A lighter pink, a darker pink. Got the weird kind of eggs there too. But yeah, I mean, I like this as an enhancement to Minecraft. I don't like this as a realism to Minecraft, really. But you know what? I've rabbited on for too long in this little section. Let's go and find a village and let's see what villagers look like. So there's a village over in that direction that we're going to head to, but I just wanted to take a little chance to just fly over a plains area and show off a bit more of that custom generation that we've got going on. And there's a lot of like supporting stone walls next to mounds of dirt, which is cool. Loads of different tree shapes, just adding that more kind of natural vibe, not building in straight lines. But then I also wanted to have a look. So if we go over here, there is apparently Tree Capitator in the world, and it's set by default when you join the world. So what I want to do, let's go over here. As you can see, we've got that darker interface as well, which is really cool. I am a fan of dark mode. Let's go here. Let's set the world into survival for now. There we go. Game mode survival. So is it as easy as just walk up to it and chop it? It is. And it pops. Apparently, that is a performance enhanced tree capitator. So it's done in a way that's not going to cause a ton of lag and a ton of performance issues on your device that you're playing with. It didn't cause any issues on my device, which is good. I'm happy that it didn't there. But Tree Capitator is on by default. Now, is there a way to bypass it by default? Now, a lot of the times you'll see in Tree Capitator add-ons, you can do it when you're either stood up, but not when you're crouched, or you can do it when you're crouched, but not when you're stood up. So it's interesting to see if it's on by default. So the last one I did stood up. This one I'm crouched. No, so it's on by default. It just pops everything. Leaves disappear as well. There didn't look like there was a setting to allow the leaves to stay. Everything disappears. You don't seem to get the leaves when they do that. So you will need to shear the leaves. The leaves disappear and turn into drops, whether it be saplings or sticks. That kind of looks like an unhealthy amount of saplings and sticks, but I could be wrong there. Wondering if every leaf turns into saplings or sticks instead of the random chance. Not sure. But yeah, so that's the Tree Capitator as we're going around. We've also still got the wiggle going on not all of the foliage, like those that flower isn't turning, but those grass are. That grass there is. That big flower over there is as well. So the little flowers don't seem to have any wiggle to them, but the bigger flowers do. So let's go over to this village then. I actually think there's two villages, because I think there's one the other side here as well. Is there? Yeah, there's one over there too, and there's one here. But let's go over here. So we're looking at what kind of villager textures we've got here. Let's drop down. Okay, see what I'm saying? So villagers are usually a good sign of whether or not a pack is trying to stay faithful to vanilla. This isn't too terrible in terms of keeping it to vanilla. It's not realistic in any way. There's like a wallpapery effect on the skin. This curse is terrible, but it's very pixely. It's like old school lighting effects with like pixel light, but it kind of gives it like a smoothness or a washed overness, which is apparent in the whole world. So it's very consistent. Again, not saying it's realistic at all. We've got diversity, which is awesome, but they've very much just gone, look, Minecraft is Minecraft. How do we enhance it? How do we add some realistic elements to the world without making the game overly realistic? But then they've called it pixel realism, which I don't think is the most effective name going. I am trying to find an iron golem. Doesn't look like there's one here. But let's fly over this flower path here. Let's see what's going on up here. Very pretty world. We get those wind effects again. See the world generation. I also tried to set it up with vibrant visuals. So I had vibrant visuals set as my default global setting. I joined the world and it reset it back to fancy. So vibrant visuals doesn't currently work with X3. But I did read a comment, and this is not confirmed by anybody that I can confirm it with, but I did read a comment on another video, I can't remember what the video was, it might have been the trailer actually, that said that the updates will bring vibrant visual compatibility, and when they're able to, they will make a texture pack for it as well, or they will adjust the textures for vibrant visuals too, so keep an eye on that. The iron golem here, again, not exactly realistic, sticking to that Minecraft feel. It's fine for it. It's off name, it's off brand, but I think we just got to come to terms with this is not going to be realism the world. This is realism the quality of life, or realism the experience. And then we might start to feel a bit better with this. But let's set it to nighttime now, and let's have a look at hostile mobs. All right then, so it's nighttime. The moon is moving up. That is quite a realistic moon, in fairness. Nice. And looking at the world, so the world does feel darker. We've got that volumetric fog coming in, really making it difficult to see what's going on in the distance from flying up high. Let's get down low because I want to see. I've got a torch in my hand. We've got dynamic light turned on. Oh, we got fireflies. Okay. So dynamic light, it is working. It does move with us. We don't need to place down a torch. We can just walk around with it in our hand. Now, can we put it into our offhand? This is a question. Doesn't look like it. No. Maybe it's the Realism craft style where we crouch and interact. No. Interact in general. No. So we can't put the torch in our offhand, but we can run around with it in our main hand to get that dynamic light, which is cool. Okay, I would say after using this for a little bit just to do this video, the wind is very overpowering. It's very staticky in the background. So when you play this, if you play this, when you do it, make sure you turn the wind volume down a bit because it's very just like whooshy going on. I don't even know if you heard me breathing, but it's very just whooshy constantly in my ear, which is not great on the eardrums. So turn it down slightly, have the rest of the world ambience going on is what I would say. Let's have a look at these mobs then. So we've got the skeleton again with that kind of grainy wallpapery smoothness. There's a good shape. This guy's probably not the best one to see it on because he's wearing the gold helmet. Oh, give me another one with even more armor then, why not? So, light that up. So we've got custom shapes going on here. Good transparency, a consistent texture design, which is very nice. Spiders, very simple. Let's see, do we have any variations? We had variances in the pigs. No variations in the spider. Let's carry on over here. Oh, you've got to be quite low for this dynamic light. Okay. Zombies. Big glowing eyes. Again, a bit of graininess to him. Every texture seems very consistent. We've got a witch. Not exactly the ugliest of hags for a witch there. That's actually just kind of like a villager in disguise. Interesting. Okay. And then last but not least, is there a creeper around to just really give us that feel? We have seen the odd firefly. There is the odd, like, ambient sound behind us for nighttime. Here's a creeper here. I don't particularly like the creeper design. I think that's almost too basic with a bit too much of a pixely effect going on here. What are you? We've got a squid there that's red. Okay, interesting. Whoa. No idea what just happened there. But so yeah, so that's the hostile mobs. That's the dynamic light then. Let's head out to the ocean and let's see an ocean monument. I am trying to keep this as close to our usual texture pack vibe. So hopefully it's showing enough. So we're above an ocean monument here then. I've got rid of the torch because we won't need it going underwater. But we're going to get underwater. We're going to see what it's like to be underwater. We're going to see if we get any weird effects like we do with the wind. And then we're going to just see how this looks in general. So let's get down here. Okay, so underwater. There are light rays. That's nice. That's a nice little effect with the light rays coming in from the moon. Is it moon relevant? Where is the moon? Oh, no, look, we got like a... Is that like an aurora borealis right here as well? Okay, so the moon is there. Let's go under now again. So the moon is up in like that direction. And we get the light rays over there. No. We get light rays over... Oh, not as much, actually. They feel like they may be moon-specific to a degree. They're on, like, the side of the moon. Interesting. Let's get down here and have a look. Visibility is... It's all right. Like, you've got that volumetric fog. It's not the easiest thing to see what's going on around here, but it kind of stays consistent to the whole world. Let's go around. There's a lot of kelp down here. Trying to see. I don't really want to do a night vision potion because I want to give you guys that full effect. In fact, you know what? Let's see. Does a torch work underwater? Hang on. Let's go through here with dynamic light. It's probably one thing to test, actually. No. So dynamic light torches don't work underwater. That's good to see. So we've got this kind of squarey geometric pattern. You guys can just about barely make them out. It's not the greatest. You know what? I'm going to have to turn on night vision, aren't I? Let's, where do I go for that? Let's not here. Let's go into here then. I'm going to have to turn it on. I want to give you guys the full effect, but I also want you guys to see what I'm talking about. So here we go. So we got this kind of geometric feel to the design on this, which is nice. It's a unique design. I don't see this often. Again, it's like everything's kind of covered in sand. There's a graininess to it, which is not my cup of tea, but I have to respect that it is consistent across everything. It's like they've added a grainy filter to everything to make it fit in and stay consistent, which is very good. I don't like Prismarine. It's a bit too digital for me. And then we pop up here. The sea lanterns are quite nice. They're not bad at all. Let's pop this guy out. How you doing, mate? You want to be free? I can free you. And again, yeah, I mean, sticking to that faithful to vanilla design. No ambient sound in the water, though. Absolutely no sound down here at all. I don't even know if that's... I don't go underwater that often. I don't know if that's unique or not. You've obviously got the sound of the mobs, but no ambient sounds. No, like, bubbles or blubs. Nothing like that. Okay. He's still trapped. How you doing, mate? Why are you still trapped? Do you want to get out of here? I don't know. He's a lost cause. But he looks okay. Again, consistent to the pack. I see what they've gone for. I can see how this works. I think a 3.6 is not the fairest of assessments for the quality of the pack, but definitely says that they've marketed it wrong. Going for that realism feel. He looks fine. Yeah, again, not really reinventing the wheel, not really changing much. Is there a drowned? We've got a few down here. Again, we got some good 3D elements to him. Not bad, but again, very much just Minecraft vanilla. This world loves a thunderstorm as well. Let's head underground and let's go and see a trial chamber. So we're in the trial chamber then, and the first thing that I'm seeing here is that copper and tuff seem to be given the same kind of color skew with this kind of orangey, burgundy, red, brown, whatever it is, but just to try and help it transition in, which is very nice. I like that. My voice is very croaky right now. There we go. No. There we go. That should hopefully clear out some of the croak. But I kind of like that. It works in this specific structure. I do wonder how it works in the world generation. I do wonder how it works for builders who use tuff with stone. Probably going to not work out great. Then we've got over here, we've got some chiseled tuff with kind of a Bowsery horror face in it. Very nice. Liking that. We've also got some white concrete. We've got the cobblestone, mossy cobblestone there. There's some glass here, which actually looks like it could be seamless glass. That's interesting. I may have to make a mock-up of the armory and show off a little few areas. Not everything, but a few things. Because this being a dynamic world, I can't just go over to the armory. But overall, again, consistent in texture design, good colors, not overly realistic, but Minecraft enhanced, definitely for sure. And then let's get the breeze. And yeah, okay, again, vanilla fill, slight changes, nothing too crazy. So that was the trial chamber then. We're not going to head to the armory now, but I am going to lay out the armors. I am going to lay out the weapons. I'll lay out some different colored glass, maybe a few doors, just show off a few of the things that we would normally see. Not everything though. I'm not making a brand new armory in this for one video. But yeah, let's go and see what a lot of the stuff looks like in a mini armory. Alright then, so welcome to my little mini armory. We're going to look at a few things. We're definitely not going to look at everything. So this pack adds in 3D tools and weapons and also has its own armor textures. So we've got the leather armor here. Quite nice, again, staying consistent with the grain. The chainmail, not enough transparency in there for me, but again, good consistency. It feels like there's copy and paste here with some elements of change. Is it enough to make the world feel, not the world, but to make the armors feel different? For me, not really. They all kind of feel the same up to Netherite, but I mean, they're here, we're here. We've got iron here as well, big and bulky. Gold, very nice yellowy colorings. Diamond, the graininess really steps out there. And then the Netherite, the different colors really shows off the pixelization. And again, pixel is in the name, so maybe it's by effect, to be honest with you. and I'm not going to mark it down for that. Weird colorings, but there you go. The game also, or the game mode, the world, also adds in 3D tools. So here are the swords. Again, some elements, not really copy and paste actually. These do have enough changes to them to make them unique, I guess. But those are the swords. We've got the hose on here as well. Very big weapons, very bulky as well. So let me know what you guys are thinking about these. We've got the axes on here. We've got the pickaxes too. Feeling very very blocky, very squarey in here. Good little designs and details though with the strappings. I think they're cool. And then we've got the shovels, which are a little bit weird in some of the shapes, to be honest. They get a lot more shovel shaped as we go forward. And then over here as well, we've got a bow, which is quite big. We've got a crossbow, which is very detailed in how it's made with the model. Very nice. A mace looks awesome in my opinion. And then we've got the bundles, which are quite basic. And then we've got the glass. So I did mention there was an element of seamlessness to the glass. If you stay in your color, it does look like there's seamless glass. If you stay in your color, there is obviously that harsh divide, which kind of creates a seam. But if you're using colored glass, it does seem to flow quite well. If you have just standard glass, no, there is a border around it, so it doesn't just become seamless. Same again for the tinted glass too, but those are the different glass colors on there. I think they're quite nice, in all honesty. But yeah, hopefully that's enough to show you just some of the stuff that's on this pack. I don't think we're missing too much. I know I didn't show you doors, I know I didn't show you trees and all of that, but it's just too much to build, I'm afraid, and there needs to be something for you to experience yourself, but hopefully you get to see quite a lot there. Let's head to the Nether then, and let's see what's going on there. Alright, so we're going into the Nether, and we can immediately see from the loading screen, we've got that same consistency on the textures, which is very good. I do really appreciate just how consistent all of these textures are. The grainy effect, the pixelization, while it's not my ideal design, it's still awesomely consistent, and that's very, very good. Now in the Nether, let's have a look, see in VFX, what are we dealing with in the Nether? Do we have much? Doesn't look like there's much in terms of VFX here, so we'll just have a little look around. We've got a few of the mobs here. There's the piglin, zombified piglin, sorry. Again, very vanilla in feel. We'll get down here. I'm not feeling too different about the world. We've got a ghast with some nice elements, actually. Oh, hello. Some stuff growing on this ghast, which looks really cool. That's a nice little effect there, actually. I like that. Okay, so there's the ghast. But yeah, I'm not feeling too different in terms of the world. Like, there isn't much going on here. The fog may be a little bit more on top of us than normal. Oh, different color fire here. Bit of a purpley blue. Unfortunately, it's orange when you go into it. Is it not possible to change that? That would have been nice to change. But no, it doesn't look like it. Let's get around here. Just give you that feel. Anything happening on the lava? Now, Realism Craft adds like splashes and stuff. No lava bubbles. So it feels like there's a few missed opportunities here. Obviously, you don't want to just be copy and paste of other packs, but it does feel like some stuff is missing. Let's go around here and just see what's going on in here. Not much. Not much at all, to be honest. Got the chest design on here as well. Okay. Oh, there was a blaze. I heard a blaze in there. Hello, mate. Can we see the blaze? Hello. Can we get in front? Got a very fiery face. Again, though, it's still just vanilla, really. They've just retextured. I like the eyes. The eyes are cool, but not exactly realistic elements going on here. Is there a wither skeleton around that we can have a look at? Maybe we'll get the wither out here as well. It's weird because I came into this expecting a lot more than just your bog standard texture pack changes. And I feel like in some places we haven't had that. Here's a wither skeleton up here. It's just a copy, well, not a copy paste, it's just it's a flip of a normal skeleton, really. The swords, I'm not a fan of these big square swords. I don't get them at all. Like, they're very, very weird. Can I get soul sand? There we go. And can I get a wither skeleton? I feel like the Nether is definitely missing something. Like, it's just not got that wow factor. It's not got that realism. It's not jumping out at me as being amazing. There's no VFX. There's no real ambient sounds to shout out at me. Like, sooner or later, it goes from being a mashup world to just being a texture pack, which is how this kind of feels. Now, maybe there are structural. That was nice. That was a nice little effect. Got the wither here. Quite standard. Not much change, really. Let's just fly around. Maybe there's some structures that we haven't seen. Well, I want to fly around and just see, do we get any structures of difference? Anything new? We'll just fly for like a minute or so and just pop through. But I have to say, this has felt very weak compared to the overworld. I'm just flying through really quickly to see if anything jumps out at me. It hasn't yet. Like, at least the overworld had custom generation. It had custom mounds. It had good ambient, loud ambient, but still good ambient. You got to see a lot of like grass foliage. You got to see a lot of just changes to the world. Not necessarily the mobs, but the world. Here, not so much. Even popping into a crimson biome here, it just feels like a crimson biome. They're all okay. So some of the trees are custom. The trees are custom here as well. So they've added that effect of the custom trees into the Nether too. I did wonder about that. That's a good thing. I'm glad that we came and had a look then. And I do still like the custom tree designs. Got some hoglin changes here as well. That's nice. Okay. It's getting a little bit stronger as we go through. Haven't necessarily seen much custom generation in terms of the actual world. One thing I wanted to check as well, if we get to the bottom of here, now you can see that they've added a few custom blocks to the world and they're at the bottom of the creative menu. But yeah, none of them are Nether. They're just all like leaves, jungle bushes, and foliage for the overworld. Nothing for the Nether, I'm afraid. So the Nether has felt quite weak, but hopefully the end will feel better because there was a few VFX settings for the end. So let's head to the end and see what they've done to the Ender Dragon and see if it looks remotely different. Okay, so we're into the end. Not massive amounts of changes immediately. That guy's staring at me. That's weird. But okay, so we've got smoke. We've got some smoke effects. Oh, here we go. So as we get onto the island, the purple starts to generate in. That's nice. I haven't been to the end. Oh, no, I have been to the end in vanilla. I have, yeah. That's a nice little purple effect. I'm just trying to see, does it pulse? It does seem to be like turning on and off, just adding some background effect. Endstone, it's fine. It's not that stretchy realism, which is good. The Enderman, some purple tips on there. Okay, some good light. Let's go over here, see what the Ender Dragon's looking like. Is she gonna land for us? Okay, so she's a little bit gothic in stature here. They've changed the model slightly with the wings. Very jet black, very starry sky on the wings there too. That's strong. Oh, hello. There was like an eye up there. Like we're being watched. Okay. We get to see obsidian here too. That's good. So I like the smoke. I like the purple effects. There are some end eyes at the top there that don't like to be looked at. This has been nice. Okay. Now, one thing I want to do is just teleport. I hate the Minecraft UI. For some reason, it doesn't want to work for me on console. TP, I want to go... Why not? Let's go 10,000, 10,000. I just want to see what the world generates as. And have a look around. That cursor is not forgivable, by the way. That cursor needs to be fixed or changed. It's terrible. Let's just look around. So no real custom generation immediately coming at us. The world just still kind of generates as it generates. So it looks like a lot of it's been in the overworld. Now, does that mean that we're going to get any updates? I hope so. But it has gotten a bit more disappointing once we come out of the overworld. I'm starting to see where some of this 3.6 star rating comes through. There's no generation at all here. Maybe we're just unlucky and it's not generating. I'm not sure, but there is no generation at all. Let's go over to the ancient city then, and let's see what the Warden looks like. Alright, so we're in the ancient city then, and again, massively just keeping to that vanilla feel with the blue skulk on the grey stone. I've been a bit disappointed by that, to be honest with you. I expected a lot more in terms of custom generation and changes. The more this review's gone on, I don't know if it's kind of just the mood I'm in. I don't know if it's the pack just drawing away at me, but I've started to feel less and less excited by this as I've gone through. I really liked it at the beginning. I liked the overall feel of the world and the generation, but it really does look like everything's just kind of stuck to the surface level of the overworld, with a little dribble of drabble put into the end, and then everywhere else, I don't know, like if this was a texture pack only, it would feel okay, but it would still be very vanilla. I would say it's vanilla enhanced, it's better default. But as a mashup world charging over 1,000, I've been very disappointed going into this, or continuing through this. I'm afraid it's really just lost that shine and luster to me. It's well made, mostly, and I say that with a broken cursor or a terrible cursor design in front of here. But in terms of the textures, they're well made. They're very good quality. In terms of the custom generation, the overworld, it's very good. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't really get it. Let's get the Warden out here. So the Warden should be about to spawn. See, that's a nice Warden. I like that Warden. I really like the horns on the Warden. Again, keeping that vanilla model, but just changing the textures and adding a few bits of flair into it to make it their own. I appreciate that. If this was a texture pack, I'd really like that. But as a mashup pack, it's just not great in terms of overall feel. They've added Tree Capitator. They've added Dynamic Light. I mean, everything adds that nowadays. It's not exactly the most unique thing in the world. I like the setting to change the day and the time. And how long a day is and how long a night is. I like that setting. That's very, very good. But if we're being completely honest, the ambient winds are very harsh. You'd have to turn those down. The cursor is broken or disgustingly out of place. So it's just not nice to look at and really breaks immersion straight away. The pack is marketed as Realism, and it adds some really nice quality of life changes to the world generation and the overworld. But Realism is more than that for a lot of people. It doesn't exactly add many lighting effects. It doesn't exactly make the world feel any different to vanilla. You're still looking at Minecraft vanilla. You're just looking at Minecraft vanilla with a little bit of extra foliage, a little bit of extra zhuzh, for lack of a better term. But there's not particularly a ton of variation that we're seeing here. I know it doesn't say it, but that's what you get in Realism. The trees are very good. I will definitely say that. But I kind of like, I wasn't really planning to give it a score, but I'm going to give it a 6. Maybe it could get a 7. Maybe if this was a texture pack without all that custom stuff, I would be like, yeah, all right, yeah, it's probably a 7. It's not bad. You're charging over 1,000 mine tokens. You're promising Realism. You're making promises. I'm going for a 6. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As it definitely chipped away at me as I was going through it, and I definitely lost some of that shine from the start. And you could probably hear it in my voice and hear it in my interactions going through. But I did my best. But it definitely started to lose luster and shine as we went through. So let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments. Is this the best pack ever made? Maybe it is. Let me know. If you like it, I'm not going to fight you on it at all. If you think this is a 10 out of 10, I'm not going to fight you at all. If you think it's a 1 out of 10, I'm not going to fight you at all either. Please do leave a like on the video. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace!